Hello everyone who has been waiting for this live stream to start. Oh boy, it has been an adventure. How is everyone today? How are you feeling? What are you doing? You know, what are you beautiful, gorgeous folks up to right now? Hi. We were having trouble with the internet connection connecting on my Mac and couldn't understand why. Did a quick reset of the router. Suddenly everything's okay. Everything is hunky-dory. So yeah, fun. Yay. How is everyone this fine evening? Evening? Apparently we're in the evening now, folks. How are you this fine afternoon? Oh my god, my brain. Hello everything Serenity and welcome to the stream. Oop, wrong brush. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'll wait till more people are in, but just so you know, I will not be streaming next weekend because it is my partner's birthday on the Sunday, so I won't be streaming on that day because we will be having a game day instead, so best that we can do in the current climate. Hello Shelby, welcome. Hello Hopaternia. Oh, thank you everything Serenity. So what I wanted to do today was just sort of get on with some stuff that I've been wanting to do for Isabella for a while, sort of like very self-indulgent. This is a family portrait, so I really wanted to work on this because today is a Dungeons and Dragons day, so I'm really excited about that. Hello Beth Drawings. Hello Hopaternia, I'm pretty sure I said hello, but hello everyone. I do hope you are all doing well and looking after yourselves. I had some very, very spicy noodles before the stream, so I'm like... Normally I set up much earlier than I did today, but today I decided to watch Drag Race before... Drag Race Australia, before I streamed, so I was a little behind on prep, and that's when we discovered that internet wasn't working, so I had to reset the router, which is always a fun diddly joy, isn't it? Always a fun joy. No blankie. I need to do little feetsies and stuff, but yes. So if you're wondering, this is a portrait of Isabella's family. You just woke up. Oh my gosh. I slept in a little bit today. I've not been feeling great, if I'm honest. Just been feeling a little bit run down. But we've had a lot of really extreme weather changes here in the UK at the moment, and it just slowly takes your toll. It's like, sorry I asked this a lot. When's the next store update? The next store update is happening either at the end of this month or the beginning of June. I'm torn between whether or not to do it at the end of this month, because the end of this month is on a Monday, or whether or not to do it in June. Yeah, so it'll either be on the 31st or it'll be the week after, which is the 7th. It just solely depends on whether or not the new pins arrive quickly. If the new pins arrive quickly, it means I can get those done properly. I will know in a week or so's time when I can let you all know when the next store update is. So yeah. It will either be the very end of this month, which is the 31st, or the first week of next month, which will be the 7th, which is the day after my birthday. So yet again, just so that people know, because there are people that are coming in, I will not be streaming next weekend because it is my partner's birthday, and I will not be streaming on the 6th of June either because that's also my birthday. A lot of birthdays. As fun as it would be to do a birthday stream, I'm going to be doing D&D in the evening, so I want to spend time with my partner during the day. But yes, so next Sunday there is no stream. But yes. So what am I doing today? I am doing a cute little portrait of Isabella and her family from when she was a baby, because I wanted to flesh out her backstory a little bit more, and I tend to flesh out stuff when I'm drawing, so it's fun. Yeah, oh, I know that feeling. We're wrapping up the school year and it's killing me. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you feel okay soon. Either way that works. Yeah, so it's like, it will either be the beginning of the late. You're late, but I'm here. No, you're not late. I've literally only just started. We were running a little bit behind because of technical difficulties, but we're okay. You're going to the beach. Oh, I am jealous. Can I go to the beach with you? I want to go to the beach. I've not been to a beach in like 2 years. That makes me really sad. There isn't a beach local to where we are. Otherwise I would have gone like during quarantine. I say during quarantine, we try and do weekly walks if the weather permits it. So if we had a beach area that was local to us, it would have been something that we would have done a walk to, but we don't. We have a lot of really beautiful park areas and beautiful trees and leaves and fantastic like foresty type things and walks up hills, but we don't have a beach, and I would love to have a beach. That's okay if you're going to miss it. That's fine. It's just a relaxed stream that people can sit and doodle along to if they wish to. So, this is her brother. His name was Isaac. No, Icarus, sorry. Because Icarus is flying too close to the sun. What's everyone been up to this week? So tired last night driving at night and got to our hotel at 11. Oh, goodness me. That's the one thing I am really looking forward to. When we've all had our vaccines, because our friends, one of our friends, he's had all of his vaccines because he's got basically he's got asthma. My other friend had hers, and I finally, after a month of trying to book it, have got my first vaccine appointment this week, so I'm very excited. And then we just need to wait for my partner to be able to get his, and it's more to do with like confidence than anything, because even if you are vaccinated, there is still a chance that you can like pass stuff on to people. So obviously there's still like making sure that, yeah, we're being careful as much as possible. But oh, I want to go to a beach. I really want to go to a beach. There's a fantastic beach in Liverpool called Thornby, and I love it because it's right next to a national forest here in the UK. And it's just dunes upon dunes of sands, and it's so amazing to look at. And you know when you see something and you're like, oh, I want to be there. And I want to be there right now, because right next to it is also a national forest, and it has red squirrels in it, and it's so cool. I haven't been for quite a number of years. The last beach I went to was Scarborough, and I went on a trip with some of my art friends, and we had a fantastic time. Icarus is flying too close to the sun. Hello, Maureen. I do hope you're okay. The good thing is with these lives is that you can watch them afterwards, or like if you miss them, that you're not gonna completely like miss out on the lives, because I know a lot of people watch these afterwards, so it's okay if you can't catch a live. I do hope you're okay though. I miss the sea. I do miss the sea. D&D planning. D&D planning. Dungeons and Dragons. We played a really cool board game last night. It's called The Adventure Begins, and it's essentially like micro version of Dungeons and Dragons. We picked it up a while ago, and we had our social bubble around yesterday, which is our two very, very close friends. And like, we played it, and it was so good. It was so good. Going back to work next week. Oh, Maureen. Well, I mean, good for you going back to work, because, you know, work is important to get that money, get that dollar bill. But working nights, live is always better. I mean, it means that you guys get to interact a bit more. I think I'm going to start posting videos again soon. I didn't do it this week just because I was already so busy and with like the store prep and everything, and I was just like, I couldn't bring myself to film something. So if I do post a video this week, it would be the studio vlog, just because I've got all that footage. Say all that footage is barely any. But if I do, it would be that. This is her teenage brother. His horns. If he grew, he would have been such a gentleman. But he died. As far as I know. As a player. Oh, it's so much fun. I'm so excited to play. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. Because we've just solved the case the other week. So this will be our downtime in session. So it's going to be pretty interesting. No. No, it's one of those, it's like a subconscious thing that I'm remembering that I haven't posted a video in a few weeks because I said I was taking a bit of a break. And like, it is always fun to like do I like doing these streams. Streams are really fun. And I don't feel as much pressure for a stream as I do for a video, which is really odd because this is more like live, and you do have to almost like put on like a hey. But I find these a lot more comfortable than videos sometimes. I don't know why. I wasn't hankering to go anywhere until Universal started opening Velocity Coaster. Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, I know. I haven't been on a roller coaster for so long. Man, I love roller coasters. We went in, I think we went in 2019. We went to Alton Towers, and I finally got to go in Oblivion. I was so fudging happy. Did Bella just jump up on your wardrobe? Yes. Let me show you. I can show you. I will try. Like, one sec. See if I can. No, let me show you. One sec. Drag the camera over. Can you see her in this top corner? That's her like safe space. Yeah, she likes to jump up on there. Speaking of, I know some of you are wondering for an update, especially like after the last few weeks, because she's been quite poorly. Medicine was all done with. She seems to be doing much better, which is fantastic. We've just got to keep monitoring her to see in case like she has a relapse again. She has a cut on the top of her head at the moment. Which looks very, very sore. We're keeping an eye on it, keeping it clean. But she keeps itching it, so she might have to have the cone of shame on for a little bit, just in case. But touch wood, she seems to be getting better. She sometimes, like where her scent glands are at the top here, she's had it a few times of where like she'll scratch and scratch and scratch at the sweat glands, because they have sweat glands on the forehead here, and it will cause a cut. And then because she keeps itching that cut, the cut gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it doesn't matter what you do, that cut will just get bigger. And you'll have to take it to the vets so she can have a steroid injection. And then you have to like sort of like monitor for a little bit. Unfortunately, Bella is a very sick cat. She's not very sick. She's just, because she was the runt of the litter, she gets ill a lot. So you have to like monitor everything that she does. It's kind of frustrating, but no, I say kind of frustrating. It's not frustrating in any way, shape or form, because I love her to pieces. I wouldn't have her any other way, but you know, we have been to the vets a lot since we've had her. I think she's the cat that I've taken most to the vets, but she's, you know, happy. She's not in pain. She's eating, she's drinking, she's attacking my feet to wake me up. Like, she's fine. She's just silly, little silly. She's high. Yeah, she's up there. Hello, Annette. She's currently like, if you let me move the camera so you can see, look at the little head like popping over. Hey Bella, you've got an audience. She doesn't care right now. She's like, mother, I am on sleep. We had a big boss fight in our D&D game yesterday and got absolutely destroyed. 3 character deaths, and the best bit is the villain is my character's sister. Needless to say, the game got cut a bit short. Oh my lord, Beth. Oh, that's scary. That's amazing, but also, no. Oh, poor Bella, I hope she feels better soon. Oh, thank you. Send her lots of gently tummy pats. I mean, she will accept all the dreamies, all the cuddles, and all the love. She's such a poser. Like, she's such an attention seeker. When we had people over yesterday, because we had our 2 friends over, and they're part of our like social bubble. I've mentioned it before, but like we see them once a week, and she just wanted to be in the room. She was lay across my lap. She was lay across the sofa. She kept headbutting everyone. Like, she's just an attention seeker. And if like if I went into the living room, she'd follow me into the living room. If I came in here, she'd follow me in here. And like for the first time, she'd lay on Daniel's lap, and it's like, oh, it was like a Dark Souls fight. Oh my gosh, that's brutal as well. I've got some fun monsters lined up for my Tuesday D&D game, because they're about to go into a basically they're about to go into a city that's being reclaimed by the sea. That was, the legend is that it was sunk by the gods themselves. It's called Subterrane. All homebrew, very fun. And this city contains a clue that could help them defeat Verusadin, the Chained Oblivion, and make the immortal mortal. And like, there's something in there that's a really cool item which will be able to help them do that. It's almost like, you know, the Hercules tale, like, how do you make an immortal mortal? And it's fun. It's fun, it really is. So there's more than one way that they could fight the Chained Oblivion, which I think is really cool. So they're heading to this lost city, and there's like a temple in the middle of it. So think the water temple in Legend of Zelda. That's the thing I've been building, and it's fun. I'm so sick now. Pet me, human. Yeah, pretty much. She's like, I am so sick. Please love me. Please. She's like, I've been so sick. You have to attention me, please. Please. I'm so poorly. You won't believe what I've had to put up with. I've only had 3 hours of sleep. Yes, I woke up for a quick bite to eat, but I only had 3 hours of sleep. I just realised the music might be a little low for everyone, so I'm turning it up. I do love cats as well. I missed the beginning. What's the theme today for today's drawing? So, I'm just doing something self-indulgent. I'm actually doing a Dungeons and Dragons family portrait. So, this, I want it to be like really fun and self-indulgent and do something that I've been meaning to do for my DM for a while. And this is a family portrait of Isabella's family before they all died. So it's not really like a theme per se for everyone to like have fun with. It was just more me wanting to do something very self-indulgent. I'm just excited to play some Dungeons and Dragons tonight. It's gonna be good. I'm stitching together all the things for the last arc planning stage. Yeah, we're coming up to our last arc. Well, I say last arc, it's more like season 2 of the campaign. We're all joking how everyone's getting like season 2 clothing. They just hit level 15 though, which is so cool. Which means I can give them more powerful items. Gonna be good. I always find like planning the D&D stuff is always fun. But sometimes like you can't plan for everything that your players are doing. And you don't want to railroad them too much. Because that's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, I don't want to railroad them into a story arc. Because, you know, I want it to seem organic. I want it to seem fun. And, like, they chose to do this mission. I gave them a list of missions that they could do. And they chose. My group is about to hit 14. The last arc is a chunky one. Oh. I'm planning on, before they fight the final boss, I want to get them to level 20 so that they can do some really badass things. Because this guy's going to be difficult. If they release his mortal form, it's going to be a difficult fight. But if his immortal form is released, it's going to be 10 times more difficult. So I want to give them a little bit of fun. Started a new system, a new campaign. We're calling things. We've got Traveller in Space. Space. That sounds epic. Space. Okay, I definitely want the dad's hair to be black, I think. Because then she gets the hair colour from her dad. But her dad's a red tiefling. And her mum's a white tiefling. That makes her a pink tiefling. D&D rules are complicated, man. And then it depends on what system of D&D you're playing. They're just complicated. Kind of like Firefly. Ooh, okay. I really want to do the high school one. That one sounds really fun. As much as I would love to play like multiple games. And it's not that I haven't been invited to them, because I have been invited to play multiple games. It's about having time, because I want to have like that balance of like, you know, I want to spend time with my partner, I want to spend time with like my other friends. It's about having that balance. And then I want to play video games as well, guys, you know? Video games. Tieflings are really a fun race. I agree. I'm trying to give them more variety and different horns as well. I need to make his face more masculine. His face is too soft right now. So we're going to change that in a sec. Not that you can't have a soft masculine face. I want it to look harder, if that makes any sense. I think it's his eyes. I think his eyes are too soft. What's everyone's favourite class? Mine is Druid. My partner's a DM, we have a 9-week-old baby, oh my gosh. Druid is my favourite. Like, 100% my Druid is my favourite. I'll make that smile a little bit bigger as well. Speaking of, has anyone seen that RPG jewelry Kickstarter that's come out that I had to immediately back? It's amazing. Oh, if you are like a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan and want like really cute jewelry to go with it, like I highly recommend it. Hunter, Ranger. See, I haven't played many classes. I played Druid twice and I went straight into being a DM. And now I'm playing Fighter, which is very different. Like, so much less to remember. Holy smokes. And I've had fun playing Fighter, actually. I like being a rapier-wielding, boot-stomping, terrifying tiefling. It's made me very happy.
And then there was Lula, who was just this tiny halfling who had just a great world of joy before her, and then could grow into a monster and rip off your face.
Kickstarter. I can give you the link, actually. It's by a artist called Bisu Jewelry. RPG jewelry. It literally, for the first day, it just went absolutely crazy. I know a lot of the early bird stuff unfortunately has gone, so if you are interested in it, I don't know if you'll be able to get that anymore, but that's the Kickstarter project. Like, if you're after like magical girl-esque inspired RPG jewelry, really do recommend it. I backed for a ring and some earrings, and I'm torn between getting the Druid, because Druid was the one that drew me to it, or Mage, because the Mage one is really pretty. Really pretty. After losing Rose, my current main is Bard Artificer, but I started playing a Star Druid in another game and I'm loving it. I love the Star Druid concept, like the idea, like the higher in level that you go, the stars appear on your body, and I'm like, yes, give me the aesthetic, please. Do 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 do. Should we give him like a soul patch? Yee. Oh my god, he would totally be the guy that would have like this here, and then he'd have like a bead at the end of it, and then like. Do 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 do. Yeah, boy. We should totally have it so he was blind in one eye. And that's why he covered it. That'd be cool. Yes. Yes. Father, yes. Speaking of really cool things, I have been watching Jacksepticeye play through the new Resident Evil game. I'm one of those. I can't play horror games for toffee. Like, horror stuff doesn't freak me out in any way, shape, or forms. But for some reason, horror games, I cannot play them in any. I will yeet that controller into the next dimension. No. But anyway, and so I've been watching him play through the new Resident Evil game because I really, really love it. I love like the character designs and everything. And Lady, how do you pronounce the name? Lady Dimitru. I'm butchering that name. But anyway, she's just such a cool character design. Like, such a gorgeous concept for a design. Yeah, I would play it just for the aesthetic. Yeah, because like if you like look at the scenery behind it and like the just so good. Like the game is just I don't speak English, but I like your drawing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pixie Kimi. I'm sorry that I'm unfortunately I don't speak any other languages, but thank you. I really do appreciate it. Hello, Figaro is my cat. Figaro is your cat. We're just working on a couple of fancy tieflings. I will say, this little boy looks like he may have murdered a few things. Let me tell you. And there is that thing of Isabella always wears her father's jacket, so let's give him that beautiful decorated war veteran jacket. You brighten my day! Ba 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 bum. We want all of the hype. Oh no, horror. I wonder if Kitty's gonna finish tonight. Probably. I watched them on Amazon. I couldn't go into my basement for a week for fear Miss Vera was down there. Then I watched Discovery Investigation of Amatil House. Can't go in the cellar. Oh no. You see, I am not fazed by horror at all. Like, I'm not fazed by murder mystery. I'm not fazed by true crime. I'm not fazed by any of that stuff. In any way, shape or form. Like, you're talking to a person who at 7 years old thought The Exorcist was the funniest thing on the planet. Watched some horrific films as a kid that I still sit there going, why? From the age of 8, my favourite novels were by Stephen King. I've been working on a Hanukkah piece all last month and I don't think she's finished that. Oh, sorry, April's. Oh, bless. Yeah, that's really rough. I hope they're okay. I know what it's like when you're finishing on when you're working on a piece for ages and it feels like you're never going to finish it. And you're like, oh, it's rough. I know a lot of people have been very, very busy at the moment. Murder mysteries are supposed to, yeah, they're supposed to be scary. Depending on, like, which murder mysteries you're reading, or... It's meant to entice you. You're sick just like my husband. How can you not be phased? I don't know. I just, it doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. It never has. It's weird. Like, if you watch, like, if we watch horror movies, I'm not scared by them. Because to me, it's fictional. And, like, it's why I listen to quite a few true crime podcasts as well. And it's never fazed me. I don't know. It's never ever fazed me. The only things that ever have fazed me is in horror movies when, like, hands get broken or spines get broken. That's the only thing that ever has bothered me. Other than that, not fussed. But I can't play like horror games. Yeah, Stephen King books. If you really want a good horror books, read some of James Herbert's novels. They are rough. No, I never really was fazed by stuff like that. It's interesting because everyone, like, has their own form of, like, squeamishness, and I've never been fazed really by bugs, or, like, if you were to go to more graphic stuff, I've never been fazed by gore either. Which is really interesting because my aesthetic for drawing is so 100% different to all of that. But I've always been, like, it's always just, like, intrigued me more than anything. And as for, like, true crime stuff, it's more, like, it's more the psychology behind it. Like, I want to understand the psychology of, like, how a person and why a person gets to that point. It's, I don't know. I can't explain it. But I scream like a little pansy. Pansy? That's not a nice word to use. I scream like a little child when I, how would a pansy scream? I don't even know why I said that. I would scream like a little child if I'm playing a horror game and yeet the controller into the next dimension. Growing up watching Watership Down makes for good traumatic curiosity. Yeah. God, that's a film, isn't it? Oh boy. Do 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 do. You're welcome for time. Hi. And Kitty, maybe she's, yeah. Well, probably. I mean, sometimes it can be just that a piece that you're working on just is not working out for you in any way, shape, or form. I've had that a few times. Watership Down is, it's for a part of the animation industry, it is phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. But it tells quite a horrific story. Let's say horrific, it's not really horrific, it's more... Yeet is my new favourite word, it's so good for the purpose. But no, like, sometimes you just, like, you get a word and, like, you just gel with it. What was I talking about? I don't know. My brain just decided to... Just gonna... I want to have, like, this very loose painted feel to this, so I'm trying to not go too over the top with the lines, because I want it to have, like, the painted feel. Because if I look back at some of the paintings I've done this for Isabella, and this was if she grew up staying in that environment, and I want to keep to that sort of aesthetic. Do 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 do. Yeah, like, if you just, sometimes you get a game, it's like, no. My dad, because I used to watch my dad play video games. I think that's one of the reasons why I like Let's Players so much. Because because it means I can experience the game without actually having to play it myself. So I used to watch my dad play video games as a kid, and he loved playing the horror video games. So I used to watch him a lot. And I always remember one, and it's called Alone in the Dark. The original one on like PlayStation. Is that on PlayStation 2? I can't remember. And it was this part, and you're sneaking through, and I remember it so clearly. And like, dog just jumps through the wall. I'm like, no! He's like skeletal dogs. I was like, oh my god, no! You tuning in tonight? Unfortunately, no. Sunday is my D&D night, so I won't be able to. And it's unfortunate when a lot of people are streaming. I'm actually busy on those times, or I'm doing something else. So I won't be able to tune in tonight, unfortunately. I'm working in a school GCSE right now. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pretty Smoney, I guess. I like your name. I was talking to your grandma back. Oh no, not teeth removal. Now, if you want to talk about something that's scary, scariest thing you can talk about is the dentist. Triggered. Let's play the video game we've got. Yeah, I suppose. I always I saw a really good comparison that someone did of like if you're watching D&D, someone play D&D, or you're playing D&D and someone rolls a nat 20 and you cheer. It's the equivalent of someone scoring a goal in like football. You get the same adrenaline rush, and I'm like, that's a really good analogy. The wisdom teeth. Ooh, wisdom teeth are nasty. Keep background worrying about dental issues. Like, no, it's for another day. Mood. I know. I want to go to the dentist. I'm alright, thank you. A really itchy nose, like here, like on the side of my nose, right here, and it's really whining me. That's why I keep scratching there. I'm like, her. You lost an eye in the walls. Your father once told me about. It's a little bit wonky, this feeling inside. There will come a soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, sometimes I just wish that we could have our own music playing in the background, because we would have some show tunes going on right now, and it would be great. That note warrior was. Yes, that's pretty much it. I'm like, no, I'm not picking my nose. It's literally just like here. I think I've got a bit of dry skin because that's where my nose stud is. And I get dry skin all around my nose stud a lot, and I try and like put cream on there, and then every now and again I'll just get really irritated. I'm like, if it was nose picking, I'd be like, you're right. Just like proper going. That's probably quite a bit gross to some people. Yeah, so with this, I'm not worrying about it all being clean or anything like that, because I'm trying. What I want to do is I want to make it look like a faded painting almost. So I'm just getting my loose shapes down, and then they can build up and go from there. That Rambo smolder. Are you going to be doing more Fruit Witch characters? Yes, I am actually. So I haven't posted in a while. Unfortunately, I decided to take a little bit of a break. So when I come back properly, the first video will be a studio vlog, and then we'll go from there. I've got quite a few things that I really want to work on and like make some content doing, but it's gonna be good. You have a watercolor hoarding problem? Nah. It's not a problem. It's a collection. Everybody collects things, right? Maybe you just collect watercolors. dun, dun, dun. We're gonna do some happy little shoot. No, that too. So if the torso was here, like a little areas here, which means her feet would be about here. So I just want to put my simple shapes down, and then I can build up from there. I have so many and hand. To be fair, I have a lot of art supplies myself. Like, I have a lot of art supplies, but then I have a lot of different art supplies for different things, because you have to go through and collect them all, you know? Yeah. Right. I don't know when it started to become an issue for an artist to have a lot of art supplies, because you have to try out different art supplies in order to find out the art supply that works for you. So of course you're gonna collect like quite a bit of art supplies to be able to find out the one that works for you. So I don't know when it seemed to be like a bad thing that a person was trying out lots of different art supplies to find the one that works for them. Like, you don't just stick with one equipment for the rest of your life. You try out loads of different equipments before you find out the equipment that works for you. Am I the only one that thinks that way? And then if I get art supplies that I no longer use, I'll pass them on to good homes. And like, I do a clear out every now and again, and like go, okay, this can go to this person and this can go to this person. I've tried it, it didn't work for me, maybe it can work for them. I've done that before, and I'm due to do that again soon actually, because there's been stuff that I've bought for a review and I've gone, okay, so it's not for me, I'm not going to use this again, let's then give it to a better home. But I never got like the whole thing of like, it's bad for an artist to have a lot of art supplies, because you're going to go through a lot of different art supplies to find the art supplies that work for you. So of course you're going to gain a collection of them. There's a lot you haven't used, yeah, but then again, I find me a person who has a lot of stuff that they haven't used. I'm pretty sure we've all bought something because with the good intention of using it, and that's irregardless of whether or not it's an art supply. Like, yeah, like, art supplies are collected sometimes during like, yeah, like, that's the thing, because if it doesn't work for you, it's going to work for someone else, and just because an art supply works for someone doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And I never got it. I never got like this stipulation of like, oh my god, that artist has so many art supplies, they clearly have a hoarding problem. And it's like, well, maybe they've gone through a lot of art supplies through trial and error just to see what works for them. Ever thought about that, bitch? A massive collection of pro markers because I switched to digital. Yeah. But then again, it's like, you're glad that you've gone and learned, you've taken your time to learn through all that, because it was an art equipment that you used a lot. But then because you've switched, you're like, okay, because I'm not used to this, I can give them to someone who will use this. Exactly. I'd rather send them to a good home than gather dust. That's the exact thing. I mean, I need to go through mine, because there's quite a few that I've got, and I've got them for a review, and then they're really not for me, so I've passed them on to someone else. But because of, obviously, we've been in a Panic at the Disco, I haven't really seen someone that would be able to take them off my hands. I say take them off my hands, give them to an excellent home where they could be used. But I just, it always annoys me when I see like that sort of like stipulation of like, oh my god, it's so bad that that artist has tons of art supplies. And I'm like, well, of course the artist has got tons of art supplies. They've had to try out like 20 different things for that one thing to work for him. And there's like hundreds of brands out there as well. Like, how are you meant to know whether or not that brand is going to be good until you try it? I need to bring her arm around. That's too high up. It will need to be like up like that and then down like that. Not like that, but what can I do? We want a fun little cutesy tail. Like so. Did I finally catch the beginning of a stream? I mean, to be fair, we've not been streaming for that long. Hello, Aurelie, how are you? Get to play some Dungeons and Dragons tonight. I'm excited. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna biff it. Let's see how many more hearts I can stab through today. It'll be so much fun. Ha 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 ha. I really want to do like a proper horror D&D. Like, I want to like run like Call of Cthulhu / like Curse of Strahd crossover. That'd be so much fun. Everyone has that one thing they have too much of. For some it's that spice, others it's bobbleheads, others it's cooking judges. Oh, no judgment. Others it's books. If people think my art collection's wild, you should see my book collection. It's pretty extensive. You know that these two argued like heck. Doing good, still waking up. Oh, honey. I hope you're okay. Waking up sucks. Especially when you're like super comfy as well. We're just working on our loose lines so that we can... 60 different rule books. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Homebrewing, that's why homebrewing is like so much fun, because you can take the stories that already exist and then twist them into your own. You can tell that I worked for a bookstore, art supply store, kitchen store. It's about right. I had a friend who worked at a tea store, and her tea collection, oh boy, it was impressive. Art and books are life, they are life. Do 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 do. So we have our rough concept down. Now we're going down for some rough colour. Rough colour. Because we want this to be very painterly. We are having a little bit of fun. Let's try this brush. This brush looks interesting. Okay, so let's bring it out a bit more. Do 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 do. Without homebrewing, I can make almost any character in fiction. Yeah, pretty much. That's the good thing about like D&D is you can make anything become anything. So the mother is a white tiefling. So in order to make it more interesting, instead of just being pure white, I'm going to add like hints of blue and peach to her tone. Just so then it's not flat, if that makes any sense. Because what we'll do is we'll do that very typical, like, you know, the portrait background where it's like, let's create that background first so then we've got something to build upon. And we'll get that beautiful pink texture in there. We'll add a little bit of red, a little bit more pink, you know. Touch of blue for the side here, like so. Yes. Oh no. Okay. And then we've got our background layer that we're building on. Okay, so as I said, going for very, very rough estimates, as if this was like an oil painting commissioned, you know, by someone. We want to give that sort of feeling of like someone painted their portrait. So we're just having the lines as sort of like a gestural like area of like learning. Yeah, Procreate does have some wonderful painting tools. Like these are just the painting brushes, and I'm playing with the gouache one right now. I like a lot of the brushes in Procreate actually, and this is before you've even like installed packs or anything like that. I love the effects that some of them have. Trying to change my profile pic so I can put up Kitty, the D&D face, and Kitty in her place. I know it takes a while on Google for images to change. It does have some... honestly, like, if the one thing I could sing about praises for Procreate, which I could go on for years talking about singing the praises of Procreate, is that their brushes that are pre-installed on the device are just so expressive already as it is, that you can have a lot of fun with them. Hello everyone, I do hope you are well. Just noticed we've got 21 people on the stream today. Me. Welcome to the stream. Today I am doing something a little self-indulgent, and I am just working on like a fake family portrait for my D&D character, for my DM, just so he has something that he can include for like backstory element stuff. Mainly because I like to do that extra sort of thing when it comes to like creating characters and that, because it means that the DM then has a little bit more things to play off on. Oh, I can see that. Oh my god, that's amazing, Frednot. Oh, I love that. So yeah, I wanted to like create this sort of portrait thing to not make my life easier, make the life easier for the DM for the backstory elements. It's just because, one, I really want to do it, and two, I just think it's more fun for the DM if they've got art that's already existing of the characters and stuff to be able to play upon, and then if it appears up in the game, it just makes it more fun. And I really like to do character art for my characters and background stuff and elements and that and this and the other. Like, as a player, it's one of my favourite things to do. The mum is going to have these beautiful like pinkish eyes. And then Isabella has a light pink skin tone. And then the father is going to have like a nice beautiful red skin tone. The one Kitty made just says something. Do my fucking doodles. I really like it. I think it's really cool. Ooh, should we give her white hair as well? I haven't quite decided it. I knew I wanted her to be a white tiefling, her mother. Because her mother was a really talented fencer. And they wanted to do that. Because the father has like dark hair that matches Isabella's. He's trying to think whether or not he would have the same hair as his mum's, or would he have grey hair? Like, a mixture of the two. Trying to work it out, because it could be cool, but last time you saw her was way back in 2018. I have not seen people in a long time. Oh my goodness. Do, 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 do. Let's just try and get some of this shading down. Like I said, I just want this to be like a very quick painterly style portrait, because then it's just a little bit more fun. Because I had that one of Child Isabella. I'll show you the one of Child Isabella that I did. So that's normal Isabella, and then that's Child Isabella, and like that's the sort of style that I'm trying to replicate with this piece that I'm working on. So then we've got more than one like portraits of the families.
Hi, Puddin. Come to say hi to everyone. You want to say hi? Say hello. Whoa, baby. You alright, Puddin? Go on. Would you like to go? You going? Yeah?
The colouring on this is so pretty, like a misty watercolour. Thank you. Like I said, it's trying to like replicate a style of like if this was a painting. So, hey there, what did I miss? Not too much actually. I'm just working on an old family portrait of my D&D character's family, so that I can give it to the DM as a part of like backstory stuff for Isabella. Plus, I just really wanted to do some like fun things. I think I'm gonna give her like as if her hands were dipped in pink. That'd be really cool. What did I miss? What did I miss? So the whole point is it looks like that sort of like, you know, when you see them at old like homes. I say old homes. When you see them like in like historical buildings, they have like the beautiful oil paintings. It's just the vibe I'm going for. A family portrait, a family of half-fiends. Well, they're all tieflings. And Isabella's backstory is, well, at 10 years old, the family home was raided and her family died. And the whole reason for her being a detective is to find out what really happened to her family, because the case went cold. So her main goal in her entire thing is to find out like what happened. And her herself, she's been put into hiding. So no one knows who she really is. And she's a descendant of this very once powerful and rich family who just seemingly disappeared off the face of the earth. And I don't know what the DM's plans are for it. I'll be very interested to see what he wants to do, because I've said to him, as a character, Isabella is not going to know what the family's business was, like what her father dabbled in, what her mother dabbled in. As far as she was aware, her family was innocent, and nothing points to that the fact that her family weren't innocent. And that's what she's trying to prove, you know, who did it, so she can seek, well, basically, she wants to seek vengeance. It's the same blue jacket that she wears now. So, like, she wears her father's jacket to remember him by. Her mother's, she uses a mother's rapier. And her brother had a ring because he was first in line. He was much older than Isabella. So I'm doing this for the DM so that they have like a little bit more to play with, essentially. Tieflings are fun. I thought about it, like, what if I had like where one of the parents wasn't. I was like, no, I want to do an entire family of tieflings, because tieflings, you can have like such a fun variety with the horns and everything. So sort of was my plan. See if I just make these lines a little bit softer. Makes the painting seem a little bit more. Hello, Lena. Welcome to the stream. We don't have cookies, but what we do have is lots of smiles. And like Isabella has like these golden eyes, which I would say that she's going to have inherited from her father. Because red and yellow, chef's kiss, just look really good together. Because if I don't finish this today, I'll try and finish it before the game. Because I just want to fun. You're drawing along? Yes! Drawing along with me today. So the whole point with this sort of style is to try and keep everything as soft as possible, and like detail that might have been there, you know, might get taken over by some brush strokes. So for example, like here's like jacket here, like we don't want to overdo the paint strokes or anything like that, so we're just like building on top. And like sometimes stuff will be a little bit loosey-goosey because of the color palettes you're using, and like there'll be colors that don't necessarily belong in certain areas, and that's just to build up the fun part of the coloring. Yep. Do 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 do. Draw along is always fun. I like it when people draw along, or if they're being creative, even if you're planning out your D&D sessions, or a superhero pose for Mermaid. Oh, that sounds fun. Speaking of Mermaid, I've been having a lot of fun with Mermaid this year. I won't lie, like I've been doing what I want when I want, and it's just really refreshing. I'm not stuck to a list or anything like that. The only thing that I have done to challenge myself is using a piece of equipment that I haven't normally used before, but other than that, it's fun. Ooh, drawing along, doing another Haunted Mansion stretching room portrait as a panda. A panda? I love pandas. Remember when I got to saw that one at Edinburgh Zoo and I was like, oh my fudging god. I love pandas. I think they're so beautiful. They're dumb as heck. They really are. But they're such interesting animals. I switched to planning my drawing along for now. Ooh, okay. Maybe we'll have... They should all be wearing like different... Oh, she would look really nice in a very pale... Or maybe we'll do like a very pale yellow or green. Hello, AB. Hello. A beautiful day to you too. So we're just playing around with colours and having a bit of fun. And sometimes doing stuff like this is just like really refreshing, because it's like I'm not having to be precious about the line work or anything like that, and I'm just like, yes. May change the tone of this dress. Maybe we'll build up a little bit more green on top of it. See, that's nice. Okay, so we want, because Isabella is like a pale pink, I would say. Let's warm it up a little, because she's not that pale. She's like this. Okay. And because we have that, I think I want the boy more on the red tone. Mermaid's gonna be fun. maybe a bit late. Sorry, just finished a diamond painting. Now make drawing along some art of that deadly boss. Ooh, yes. Oh, thank you, Ishan Batwell. Maybe it's a bit late, but I'm working on the last witch from your Witchtober series. I did one extra from my niece as the ballet witch since you really wanted one. Oh, that's so sweet. It's never too late to do a challenge month. If you want to do a challenge month outside of a challenge month, then do it. Like, might as well at the end of the day. Yeah, let's make him a hot pink tiefling. Shit. Because, like, Isabella's more like a palish pink, like that. Whereas, like, we want the brother to be more matching the father almost. And then we can give that. And then, oh my gosh, he could have like pure. Okay. Mermaid is fun. Like, I enjoy it every single year I do it. Like, every single year I do it. And like, it's always one of those challenge months where I'm like, oh, here it comes again. But then I'm like, well, I have fun doing it. And I always try and not put myself off it. But I just have a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll be doing a mermaid sketchbook tour when I'm done. But I've had a lot of fun doing it. Like, it's been a challenge for sure, playing it with gouache, but I've just, I don't know, I've just had fun. He looks like the, you know, the creepy kid in the family, like, ha, ha, ha. Let's choose the old oil paintbrush, because that one's certainly fun to play around with. I like seeing what everyone's interpretations of the same prompts are, though. So, like, even though I'm not doing a prompt list this year, like, it's a shame because I really do enjoy seeing everyone's prompts and, like, how everyone would interpret the same prompt. I feel like Mermaid more than Inktober. It feels like more pressure on Inktober. Yeah, and it's... I'd say it feels like there's a lot more rules around Inktober. And I think that's why a lot of people feel pressured by Inktober. Whereas with Mermaid, there aren't really any rules. The only rule is to really draw a mermaid every single day. And you can interpret that how you want. Whereas Inktober, like, the rule is you must draw with ink. Or you must paint with ink. Or you must do this. And I just think a lot of people probably feel less pressure with Mermaid. Because, you know, we're drawing mermaids.
Yeah. We feel less pressure when we do it, yeah?
I love how she's not in frame. There she is.
Hey. What would you like to do? You can't stay there, I've got work to do. Hey? Madame? Yes.
Hi.
What would you like to do? Would you like to sit down? Would you like to... Nope. Oh, okay.
It's like why I like doing these streams. I don't feel a lot of pressure when I'm doing these streams. I'm having fun. I'm relaxed. I'm not feeling overwhelmed. And if I don't finish something, I don't finish something. It's not a huge amount of pressure. So at the end of the day, you're going to get distracted by certain things. And that's the whole point. You know, you can't put so much pressure on yourself that you're gonna overwhelm yourself. Which can be difficult because, you know, at the end of the day, this is my job. But, you know, gotta learn to listen to yourself when your body's like, no, I don't want to do this right now. Yeah, also the pressure of pushing yourself to grow fast as an artist under a month is difficult. Yeah. Like, I love deadlines. Like, I am a deadline person. Like, I will happily have, like, a really strict deadline. I think I work better when there is a deadline versus when there isn't. However, like, I understand that that's also not for everyone. It isn't for everyone. And not everyone is going to thrive under that sort of pressure. So I think for a challenge month, a really good way to sort of approach it is to work what is a challenge for you and not what is a challenge for others. A challenge for you could be doing a sketch every day, not a fully finished piece, but a sketch every day. And who says that every single piece has to be a fully realised piece at the end of the day? If you've got other work to do, sometimes a challenge month is not worth it. And, like, that's something that I've had to say to myself a lot as well. It's like, at the end of the day, this challenge is there because it's there to, you know, for a bit of fun. It's there to learn something if you want to. But if you don't want to necessarily learn something, then, you know, it's okay to do something that's within your means. No point in doing a challenge month if it stresses you out too much, if I'm honest. And while pressure is good because it can help build you as an artist, it's also not good if you've got like 1,000,001 other things going on. Ding, doo, doo. I'm gonna just do, 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 ba-da, ba-da. Just gonna blend. We're gonna change brushes. Which brush should we use now? Let's use Fresco. Fresco's a fun one. Fresco! Fresco! You can add a sort of like really soft shading to the entire side. Like, yes. We're definitely getting vibes of that like old painting. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Also, just as a reminder, I will not be streaming next week. It is my partner's birthday and we're going to be doing something, so I won't be streaming next week because it is my partner's party. Well, it's a big birthday, so we're going to spend some time and eat cake and watch movies, which will be really good. After that, streams will go back to normal up until the 6th of June, where we will not be streaming. Well, I will not be streaming again because it's then my birthday. And you know, it's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. A good time. I've been listening to the Hades musical at the moment, and I don't know what I think of it yet. The music's kind of catchy, sort of interesting, but it's not like the greatest musical in the world that everyone was telling me it was. So like, it's alright. Right, so I think we need to soften some of these lines because it's starting to look a little too harsh in areas. So we're just gonna soften to where that colour is. Just bring that up a little bit. See, we're starting to get somewhere. See, we're starting to get somewhere now. Logic. Your birthday was just a few days ago in my memory. This last year. Yeah, this last year has gone very, very quickly. And my birthday is on the 6th of June. And I will be 30 years old. But it's really interesting because it's been ages since my birthday has fallen on a Sunday. And it's like, wait, my birthday's on a Sunday this year. And my partner's birthday's on a Sunday this year. And we were like, huh? I feel like this year's just gone by in a blur already. And we're not even like, well, we're almost like halfway through the year. And that just makes me go, what? 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 Where? Yeah, I feel like this year's just gonna like run by, and we'll look back and go, wait, was 2021 like really a year? Because it didn't feel like it. Like, I feel like last year dragged, and then this year's gone boom. Like the complete opposite. What? How? I know, we're almost halfway through the year. And I think it literally is because, you know, we're starting to get to some normality. Not everywhere is, but we're starting to, I mean, practically everything's felt like the new norm for a while. So to have it all change again is going to feel very, very weird, I think. There's going to be like some sort of adjustment period where everyone's just going to feel like slightly off for a while. And I mean, that's how I feel. I'm excited. Just excited for more prosperous in this area. I mean, for a point in terms, it's a year and a half until I get married. We've got a lot to do. I've got to design to save the dates, which I might do on a stream at some point. Just, you know, show you guys how I'm designing my wedding invitations. Well, actually, no, the wedding invitations are already done. So save the dates I need to do. Because we got a really good deal when we found them. So I need to do that. My baby is 9 weeks today. In the 3 days since we left the hospital. It feels weird, doesn't it? Because you're like, wait, I'm sure that was like only like 2 seconds ago. And you look back and you go, actually, no, it wasn't. And you're like, wait, what? I feel like we're getting to the point where we need another layer. Isn't that fascinating? Look, if I take the lines off, how weird does that look? It's like, what? So weird. It's so cool to see though. Oh. It's one of the reasons why I kind of love digital art in that sense, is that you can see like how a painting can come together, and that to me is just like pure fascination. Colour dress. Maybe give her a light blue dress, because then the colours correspond kind of like that way. Next week she'll be 18. You'll blink and she'll be like, bye mom. And you'll be like, what? Oh, I will say, like, being a parent, like, I have a lot of respect for a lot of people who are parents, because I don't think I could handle it. You know, it's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, and the thing is you will make mistakes. No one's a perfect parent, right? And it's about, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't think I'd be a very responsible parent. But, you know, not that I wouldn't be a responsible parent. I don't think I'd make a very good parent. I'm too childish. do 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 do. And I have a lot of respect for people who are parents, because it's a very unselfish thing to, you know, put someone else's needs before your own. Guess I'm too selfish. Sure, you do fine. I probably would. But it's one of those, right now, this stage of my life, I am not ready. We'd have to be in a much bigger place, and we'd have to both being parts of our careers that we're very happy with before I could think about that, because I grew up with not a lot, and we had a very had a good childhood, you know, but I'd want to be more financially stable, if I'm honest. Okay. Bum-ba-dum. Getting there. Nice and soft. Soft. That's the word for today. Soft. Let's lighten that up a little bit. I was thinking the same thing, but so far so good. I mean, I know you make an excellent parent. And there's so many people who would make excellent parents. And sometimes you don't know until you're thrown into the deep end of whether or not you are going to be good at it. But right now, I want to focus on my career and getting to the place where we are both comfortable. And I won't get married. Wait till we have secure jobs, bought a house, managed to keep a cat alive for a few years first. I think that's the same thing I'm thinking of, Annette. Like, I want to be in a financial, like, not in a financial place, more, I want to be secure in everything that we've got before we even think of that. Because, you know, it's one of those, we don't want to bring a child into an environment where we don't have the space for a child in that environment. It's complicated. Not that I'm against having kids, I just want to make sure I'm ready. That's okay. Shout out, please. What for? What do you want shouting out? Hi, potatoes! You're eating breakfast. Don't apologise for eating breakfast. Shelby, you should never apologise for food. Food is like the lifeblood of life. That sounds really fudging weird when I say that. I could never be a parent. I work too hard to much. Yeah. But then again, like, I've known people who are like that, and they have kids and they're fantastic parents. It's understandable, yeah. Can't say you want a shout out and not tell me what you want me to shout out. You can be ready and still not be ready. Exactly. You can never prepare for anything. You can prepare as much as you want and you'll still feel like you're never ready for it. Hello, Edric. Me too, yeah. I think I think it's a very similar sort of thing of, like, a lot of people sort of feel that way. And, you know, just want to make sure everything's ready. So woke. Now I'm eating cake so it won't go bad. Enjoy your coffee. We have cake. I could have a cake and a coffee later. It'd be really good. I wasn't ready to be a parent, but it happened, so here we are. Yeah, we know you're going to make a fantastic parent, Annette. We know it. It's just exciting when, like, big life things happen for people that they can look forward to. It's always exciting to see that. And even if you never feel ready, and this is the thing in life, you can prep as much as you want and you'll never be ready for anything. I could have gone freelance much sooner, but it felt like I was never ready. It felt like I was never prepped for it. And you know, when I finally made that plunge, or when I finally did it, I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I do this sooner? This would have been so much better if I did this sooner. But sometimes, you know, life deals you some interesting curveballs. Get to it. I can't just have coffee afternoon because I always like, what? See, I can drink like so much coffee and I'll be fine. I don't even get the jitters from it. If I have like straight black coffee, no sugar, no nothing, no milk or anything, yes, then I'm gonna be like, here it is. No. Don't bother me too much. Let's have a look. Nope, that's all fine. Lancelot has finally accepted the baby. It's been 9 weeks, and this week the cat. Oh, the cat finally lay next to you. Oh, that's cute. Because I know my friends are thinking of having children, and when they do, I'm gonna be that crazy auntie. I'm gonna be that crazy like best friend who the kids are like, what the hecky peck is wrong with you? And I'll be like, yes, let's go fight dragons. Like, that's me. Speaking of, there's something I've always wanted to do. Okay, so you know, in like America, you guys have Ren fairs. I have been trying to see if we have an equivalent to that in the UK. Because we do have like medieval festivals. So, because I really want to go to one. I really want to go to like a Ren fair. Like, I see all the videos of like people in America going to like Ren fairs. And I'm like, I want that. Let me have that. I want to dress like a fairy and go glomping through the freaking forest and like eat loads and loads of cake and all that. I want to do it. I want to be the crazy aunt, but she'll have to be chill with my sister. I am the crazy aunt. Baby woke up, gotta go. That's fine. Thank you so much for joining us, Annette. Congratulations on your little puppy, and for joining us today. I love Ranfest. Yeah, I want one. And we have like medieval festivals here in the UK, but I don't know if they're the same. Yeah, I want to go. I just want to go to one. I think it'd be so cool. Right, what I want to do is, I'm going to add a new layer. I'm just going to colour fill. We're just going to colour fill this area because I don't want to. Just going to colour fill. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to one. Always wanted to go to a Ren fair. Or like, reenactment festival or something like that. Just so like, I could go dressed as like a woodland fairy. Oh yeah, it's Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day! American Mother Day. For everyone else who suddenly panicked. I think they're kind of similar, but nowhere near as cool. Yeah, I saw something that someone had done on TikTok that I totally wanted to do. Instead of Airbnb, it's Air D&D, where you and your D&D crew hire an Airbnb for like a weekend and just play D&D all weekend. And I want to do that because that was our original plan last year before everything happened. We were gonna have our first ever session meeting up in person because we play online, and I really wanted to do it, and I'm like, oh, please kind of similar, but no, yeah, like, I want to go to a really cool one. I want to do it. I've been waiting for my mum to wake up so we can give her all the flowers and things we've been hiding from her. Oh, she's having a nice lie-in. It's always good to give your parents a lie-in. Happy Mother's Day to all the mums to be, and that includes whether or not you're a cat mum. Okay, like if you're a cat parent, you know, and even if you've got a mother figure in your life, like, you know, like, oh my god, my brain is not working today. Like, happy parental figure day. There we are. We were gonna do that over MCM weekend. Dude, oh, last May. Don't, because we were gonna actually meet up at MCM for the first time ever, because we have never physically met in person. The only person I have physically met has been one of the players, and that's because she also tables at conventions. That's it. The rest I met online nearly 3 years ago. I think it's 3 years ago now. Yeah, we met a long time ago. Because I got invited to their game. And the rest, as they say, is history. I love these players. Do 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 do. Yeah, we were gonna hire a place, and we were just gonna play D&D for far too long and have a fantastic time. And then, unfortunately, you know, the Panic at the Disco decided to have a full-on party, and the Backstreet Reunion Boys tour went full swing. The panini got burnt. It's like my renditions. I wish. Oh, looks like we have reconnected. Oh lord, that was fun. That was very fun. Interesting. Oh wow. Stream went just nope. I lost connection then entirely. Like, everything had gone. I was like, hello? I was like, no, please come back, please. Oh lord, that was fun. No, it wasn't just you. It was the internet connection in my room just went, which it does do sometimes, unfortunately. It was like, nah, I'm alright, Tham. I'm okay. I mean, we're not going on for too much longer, but it was like, could it have just not waited until the very end? That would have been very nice. But you know, it decided, nah, let's just go, nah, you know. Internet hiccup, went, eh. It's like, nah, I'm alright, thanks. Oh dear. We're talking about conventions, weren't we? Yeah, convention, if you're ever thinking about doing conventions, and I have done a few videos on it, and I've done like a talking about it in my podcast, up on Patreon, where we talked about like stores and stuff like that. Conventions, they are difficult to get into. Now, personally, I don't think we're going to get proper conventions until 2022. And the reason being is, I think it's one of those, like, we're still at that stage of, like, anything could happen and any hiccup can happen as well, if that makes any sense. And I personally don't feel comfortable going to a convention this year because I'm about to have my first vaccine. I haven't had my second one, and like, I'm in a category of people who haven't had theirs at all yet. We're not even at that stage where people my age, in my age group, would be having theirs, but I'm getting mine earlier than others, and I think it's because of health issues. But like, it's taken that long for me to get it, never mind anyone else. So I you know, I think I'd feel a lot more comfortable when we have a lot more of the vaccines sorted and we have a lot more of it under control, because I feel like right now we're at an interesting stage, and I personally don't feel comfortable at going to a convention. As much as I would love to go to a convention, I'm not comfortable going. So if vaccinated as a teacher, been since February. First one is fine, second one is a beast. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the second one. I've got to have my first one. It took me a month to try and book it because it kept running out of the vaccine, which was really frustrating. But I mean, I'm booked now, so I can't really complain. It's hard because even if they have them, you spend money to stock up on prep, and then the con goes. Yeah, because that's the thing. I don't want to. Conventions are interesting in that sense anyway, because that can happen pre all of this that's happening. That could have happened anyway. You can have it where no one's interested in your work and you have a chance of making a loss. And if you're new to that convention as well, it's one of those, you've got to build up a bit of a reputation and a name before you can, you know, really try and do a lot of stuff, if that makes any sense. Well, FCC is starting to book up in June, July, and it's far too soon. Yeah, that's for me. I'm the same. I'm like, personally, like, if it's like November, I think it's like, if it's like October onwards, it's a little bit more comfortable because more of the vaccines have been rolled out. With, you know, trial run a lot more things and this and that. But I will say this, as a person who always does conventions, you get so ill after a convention just because of the amount of people, the amount of things that are being swapped from hand to hand, especially with money. It's just so many people concentrated in the space, and like, we always get ill. Like 9 times out of 10 after a convention, we are poorly. Like, we are very, very ill, and that's also down to like the 16+ hour days. Like, it's going to be interesting. Soonest convention I've applied to is October. They're still going over entries. I don't think the convention for us has open tables. Good old Conflu. Yeah, Conflu is... I remember May, not May 2019, May 2018, I got the flu the first day of the convention. Day one, I got the flu. By the end of it, because bear in mind, I still have to be there, it's my table. I can't like just not turn up. I'm there to make money at the end of the day. Like, I'm there to sell my work and network, and I can't like not be there. But it put such a damper on the event because I was so poorly and I was so ill, and I was like washing my hands so much. I was using hand sanitizer. I let my friend who was helping me at the table, she mainly had to handle the money, and there was times where I was so poorly I could not comprehend what I had to like spend. I think I ended up spending like every hour I had to spend 10 minutes away from the table because I was just so ill. And like, I overheat very easily, and like, if I'm ill, it's 10 times worse. So I'm just behind that table. Bear in mind, it's May, and it's like, it's so... Yeah, that's the thing. I could walk away from the table. I could like just not turn up, but then there's like, you're there to make money. You've sunk a lot of money into the convention. Like, bear in mind, the table is about 150 quid, and that was just for the tables that I'm doing. Never mind the freaking dealers tables, which go up to like 700 to over £1,000. And like, we've travelled there, so we'd spent money for travel. We booked hotels, so before we'd even got there, the costs of the event were like 600, 700 quid. we have to break even for that convention to be a success. So it's sort of like, have to be there. Like, I couldn't not be there. And we went because it was me and my friend Shawnee that went. And like, we went to go and see Kinky Boots the day before the convention started, because we were like, we're in London, let's go and watch a show. And we had a fantastic time there. And I remember just feeling a little off in the evening. I was like, I just feel a little bit poorly, but I'll go get some sleep. Like, I'll take some meds, go to sleep, I'll be fine the next day. No. That was one of the worst convention experiences I've had in a very, very long time. Like, out of everything I could say, that was one of the worst. 100%. Because there was nothing I could do. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know, it's my table. I can't let someone else run that table, because when people come to a convention, and this isn't conceited, like, I've been to conventions for years upon years upon years now, they come to see the artist as well as the art. So I have people that come to London Comic Con just to say hi, and like, if I'm not there, like, this, you know what I mean? Oh god, it was a rough weekend that weekend. We had fun though. Took so many pictures. I think I still have them somewhere. They'll be online as well. And then I had like people at tables coming over and like bringing me like and making sure I was drinking enough, making sure that I had medication. It was like, oh yeah, because that's the thing, like, when you're at a convention, you're selling yourself, you're selling the artwork, you're selling you are the brand. It's a big part of conventions, and it's one thing I do see people stumble upon at a convention quite often. It's like, you're not just selling your work. You're not just selling your work to make money. You're selling your work to people who've never seen your work before. And you have to make a good impression. You have to like sort of like be the brand that you are selling. And it's a lot of work. It's not easy. Doing conventions is not easy. And like, it's more difficult for an artist or a person who is a creative to sell their work to someone who has never seen it before than it is for, say, like a pop-up shop selling like tens of thousands of Funko Pops, because you're more guaranteed to make a sale off an IP that someone knows than making a sale off an IP that no one knows, you know? So like, it's difficult, because you know, it's very, very difficult. I made some good headway on this piece, actually. Still got a lot I need to do, but it's getting there. It's starting to look the way I imagine it to look, like that sort of family portrait. It needs a very ornate frame. And it can be quite difficult. Convention. I first found out about your art convention, it was for sure, it was super friendly, bubbly. Oh, Evie, don't make me hug you. I will air hug you aggressively. But that's the thing, like, none of that, to me, I like to be friendly to people. I like to try and make people feel as comfortable as possible. And even if no one buys anything, it's the impression that you make on people that can be more lasting than your artwork is. I used to do art festivals second. It was so hard to be nice to some people. I had a guy let his dog pee on my tent, and when I said something, he, Maureen, I would have come down on him like a house of bricks. I would have cussed him out. That's horrible. I think my first artwork from you was Zodiac Witch or something from the YouTube ads. I was love fantasy and I was drawn to that vibe. So I need to get around a chance to you about your waiting list. I do have a waiting list. I mean, I'm currently working on 2 commissions for a person, which I'm about halfway done. And I think after that, I am free. I might be. But it's one of those, because I do a lot of personal work, and I have a lot of, like, thingy work. I don't always take on commissions. Just because I have a lot of projects I work on. I'm currently working on a comic series. I'm working on 2 right now. Because, you know, I have chill. Somewhere. Yeah, I'm working on Plant Witch, the series, which I think I'm going to start it on Webtoon. I want to get a few pages under my belt before I even think about putting it up on Webtoon. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I was like, well, comics, I think, need a good online presence before they have a physical presence, so I'm going to work on that. I don't have time. No, I don't. You're watching when you can do. Yeah, I do. I try and watch people's streams when I can. Artist work is never done. Too many ideas and too many projects, and if the art someone else is there, your own. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Because, like, commissions are really good because they do give you that injection of cash that you need with your business. At the same time, there's stuff that you have to think about. Plant Witch, not Plant Lich. Plant Lich is an interesting concept, but it's not what I'm going for. Oh, this is starting to look really cute. I'm really happy with this vibe so far. It's definitely going to get cropped, but, like, look at that. Ooh, ooh, full body chills, guys. Woo! Isn't it interesting when you take, like, the line work off as well, what it looks like? It's creepy. And then what we'll do for the top layer here, I'll add, like, some brush stroke lines, so it looks like that sometimes the lines aren't completely clear. So if we go to, like, this part and then just go like this. I know if the Plant Witches, it just sounded like Lich. So there is a draw this in your style. There's a lot of draw this in your style things that artists do. I had one a while ago when I did the Moonweaver. It's a horrible world where things went wrong. So Kitty, as Frednot is affectionately calling them, is an artist called Blue Fate. They're a really, really good friend of mine. We've known each other for quite a long time now, conventions and that. And they have a gorgeous, like, skull skeleton girl called Honoko. And she currently has a Draw This In Your Style, which is an art challenge that people do where you get a character and you draw it in your own style. Now, I personally don't always have time to join everyone's. If I do, I'll totally get around to it. But it's like at the moment there is quite a few of my friends are doing one. I am in the middle of Mermaid. I don't have time for anything else. So, Mermaid this year. Of course you can. Frednot, of course you can. You're allowed to post links to people's Instagram. That's absolutely fine. I'm always up for sharing more work. So, I'm in the middle of Mermaid for this year, and I have a lot to do with that. And I'm having fun. A lot of fun. It's been really, really fun so far. Like, I've been playing with gouache, and it's been great. I've had a great time. I think this one's my favourite. This was inspired by a song called Soldier Poet King by the Oh Hellos. Really like that one. I also really like this one as well. But I've been playing with gouache for Mermaid. I've been having a lot of fun. If you want to see these in more detail, check out my socials. I'm Sophiralou on pretty much anything. But there will be like a look through of what I did for Mermaid at the end of the month. Because, yes. How's been using a new medium? It's been interesting. I've had some ups and downs with it, for sure. But overall, I've had a really good time with it. I had a really it's sort of interesting because I've been using the Himi gouache, and I've been playing around. That's the jelly gouache, by the way, for those who don't know. And it's been interesting. Like, I've been able to produce some really fun pieces with it, but then I can't get it to work the way I want to, and then I get really frustrated with it, and I'm like, oh, I could just work with this, and this, and it's like, no. You were humming that song earlier? I was. It's a good song. I really like it anyway. It's like, there will come a soldier who carries a mighty sword. He will tear your city down. Ole, ole, ole. And it really... Gosh, ham, nom, nom, yes. You just want to eat it. It's like jelly, and you're like, oh, I'm not meant to eat this, but I want to eat it. It's a good song. I've also been listening to the Wolfwalkers soundtrack. If you haven't watched Wolfwalkers, if you can watch it legally, please watch it legally and support like the studio that make it, because the studio that make it is Cartoon Saloon. It's a part of Tom Moore's Irish mythology series, which is Secret of Kells, Song of the Sea, and Wolfwalkers. And the song is done by an artist called Aurora, and I can't remember what the song is fully called. I can have a look one sec. Ole, 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 ho. He will tear your city down. Go run and help into the ground. Yeah, for you. Oh, Evie, you will love it. It's so good. Sorry, I've got loads of songs on here. I can see that I recently listened to Tenacious D. The song I'm talking about is called Running with Wolves. Thank you, Shelby. It's called Running with the Wolves by Aurora. Do recommend it. It's such a fantastic song. I've put it on my playlist for Lula, which I now have D&D character playlists, which I will put up on the Discord if people want to check it out, because they are character playlists. If you've never made one before, it's essentially like a playlist of music that you relate to that character. And you know me, I have fun. I like to play around with stuff like that. And Running with the Wolves is on Lula's playlist, because Lula, who was my halfling character, she was brought by wolves. And it's really funny because I recently one of my players recently got a commission of Lula done for me, which is really sweet. And she immediately gets compared to one of the characters from Wolfwalkers because she has bright red hair with twigs all stuck in it. And she's a halfling. She's tiny. So it's really funny that it comes swings and roundabouts, because her story was based on Irish folklore. And then this series goes like, what? It's kind of crazy. But I will put Lula's playlist in where's stream memes. Let me find stream memes. Go run and help. So if you ever want to listen to Lula's playlist for my halfling, I've just put it in stream memes now. If you ever want to listen to Isabella's playlist, I will copy that for you as well. It's still a work in progress because there's still quite a bit that I need to do. I'm still trying to find songs that really fit her story, and there's more in Isabella's than there is on Lula's, because Isabella's still like a fairly new character for me. But overall, you know. But yeah, you ever want to listen to some music inspired by my D&D characters? There you are. Yes, we do this. And yes, I love creating playlists for D&D characters. It's really good. And I will say this because I've had people give it to me for commissions as well. The more information you can give to a commissioner about your character, the better. And character playlists are really good for you to help to understand their story and get into that character's mindset. Yeah, I agree. Character playlists are fun. Razor Dolly? Where the flippity dippity have you been? They have arrived! I'm not going to be streaming for much longer either. How could you? I'm only joking. I was running late this week. Okay. And we're not going to be streaming for much longer because I have to go prep for D&D. Because it's a dirt and dirt day. It's alright. Professor, you tore my playlist. Yes, give me your playlists. I like D&D playlists, they're fun. Sleeping like a lump. Oh, you must have really needed it though, Razor Dolly. Let's be honest. If you slept for that long, you clearly needed it. So, I feel like this red needs to be deeper on the father. Go run and help. That's going to be stuck in my head all night. To safer grounds. I'm always afraid of giving too much information when commissioning someone, and my playlist is such a mess. That's absolutely fine though. I personally, as an artist, love more information rather than less information because, like, the way you're picturing your character in your head, the description that you're giving me, I could get an entirely different impression of that character. So it helps when you're giving, like, ideas of, okay, so I want this from this and this from this. And even if you don't have a solid idea, if you're saying, like, okay, I want this from this and this from this, like, this helps. Because it helps a person understand, like, your mindset that you're thinking for your character. And, like, if you can't visualize it, a really good thing to use is to use, like, the icon makers. And, like, it really, really helps with a person to be able to understand, like, what it is that you're going for and stuff. I mean, it helps. Personally, it really helps me. In particular, like, I adore it. I know it's not for everyone, but, you know, in particular, I love it. You're probably right, I had a rough night. It's like, oh gosh, I hope you're okay. No. Oh my gosh, get on that brush. So I will say the one thing that does slightly irritate me with the Apple 2nd generation pencil, I love the fact that you can double tap it to, like, change to the eraser tool and the pen tool, but I always accidentally double tap it. It really winds me up. Such a minor thing, but I'm sat there going, stop it! And you can disable that, but it's like such a handy tool to have, I don't want to disable it. Are we running out of time? Speaking of running out of time, we have to wrap this up soon. We got pretty far with this, I would say. I'm not finished, like nowhere near finished, but we're getting, like, down the concept that I'm really after. Yeah, with the 2nd generation pen, if you double tap this, it changes to the eraser tool. It's pretty good, but you can disable that. But there's also different gestures that you can use on the iPad. So, like, I can select a colour with one finger. If I think there's a way that I can, can't remember. There is a really good TikTok video that shows you, like, all the shortcut stuff, because I always forget. I have a cheaper off brand. Yeah, these are expensive. I mean, this was 120 quid. Actually, no, this was 106 quid because I had vouchers. But still, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for what it is, let's be honest. But the good, I will say with this, the pressure sensitivity on these is phenomenal. You can change that as well. Oh, Razor Dolly. I just want to give you hugs. Poor honey. Come on, let's do this. The problem is I want to continue working on it, but I also know that I have to go and prep for D&D. And I have to go and sort things out. And I'm like, but pretty colouring though. I want to carry on pretty colouring. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot. I don't know what we're doing during this session. I know it's an RP session because we just solved the case. We solved the case, but no, it's like so much to do. It's like so much personal stuff that we all want to do as well. Ooh. But thank you so much for joining the stream this week. Just a reminder, there is no stream next week. Keep you updated on the Discord and let you all know and everything like that. No stream next week because it is my partner's birthday. And yeah, I don't want to be streaming on his birthday because that seems a little bit mean. But I might do a stream during the week. I don't know. Depends how I feel. Depends how I feel after my vaccine. But thank you so much for joining. It does mean an awful lot that you can all be here, and thank you for letting me indulge myself in drawing character art. I love doing stuff like this. I don't get to do it very often. That's why like Sundays we're really fun when we do have D&D, because I like to doodle during the session and I have a lot of fun with that. I don't give myself time to do a lot of personal work, so it's always fun to be able to do that. I will tell him like a big old happy dappy birthday from all of you. But I hope you all have a wonderful week, or two. I hope you look after yourselves. Happy birthday, Jim. From the office. And yeah, like, just look after yourselves. Remember to make sure to drink plenty of water, to eat plenty of food, and look after yourselves. And if you're feeling poorly, like, look after yourself and all that. And I guess I'll see you not next week, the week after. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Overexcited way.